Hello and welcome to the Solihull podcast. My name is Claire Bullivant from the Solihull Observer, and what we do on this show is we chat about some of Solihull's top news stories that appear in today's Solihull Observer, and also take you through some of the best things to see and do this week in town. Sadly, we're missing a few wheels from our normal team. Mel and Ian are in meetings, but we do have Mr. Solihull himself, Geoff O'Brien, who runs Solihull Radio. So thank you, Geoff, not just leaving me all on my own this week.
Exactly. Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for downloading this featured content podcast here from Solihull Radio in association with Solihull Observer. Lovely to see you again, Claire.
Lovely to see you too. It's just, it feels very quiet, just the two of us.
It is, isn't it?
But maybe it's going to be the best podcast
the best ever show.
I think
That's
so.
It. How's your week been? How's your week been?
Pretty good. Very busy. Very busy. It's all happening. Every week seems busy, though. This time of year especially, like, it surprises me because I cover a lot of our events and things.
Yeah.
And often autumn, like, you know, August, the theatres and stuff all closed down. I was saying, but I don't understand how I get even busier this month because
very strange,
why do theatres and that not
I don't know,
put shows on in
summer break? Everyone goes away for the summer, so they probably find it tricky to put people on the seats.
They think they're politicians or something. But you'd think with all the kids off school...
Yeah, they could make
you should do some like summery pantomimes or something.
Clean it up there, couldn't they?
Good point.
Good point. So what's happening over at the core? Hold on, I thought there was a big summer programme over there with Catch-22 Productions.
They have got lots of like running events, like classes and things like that for the kids, but it's not so many actual theatrical productions.
Okay.
So
So we wait until the autumn term starts up at school, and then everything's on the run up to the Christmas word.
It all kicks off again. Absolutely.
Sorry about that. I said it already. There's only about 94 days left until Christmas, everybody.
Do you know what? In this week's Observer, I actually saw our first Christmas advert already. There's I can't even think who it is, but it's definitely one of the venues asking to book your Christmas dinner table now already. I can't believe it. I apologise to our readers out there who are reading to book their Christmas dinners already. But
we've had lots of hotels get in touch with us here at Solihull Radio to start pushing and promoting a lot of the Christmas menus.
Oh, it's too early to do that, I think.
I'm beginning to actually write Christmas jingles and idents.
You're obviously very organised.
Yeah.
I'm not. I kind of deal with Christmas about 2 weeks before it actually
I'm all over this. Anyway, it's a beautiful day, and we're going to have a quick blast through this week's Solihull Observer, you and I, aren't we?
So I think we're going to start with today's front page story in the Solihull Observer. And this is a story about Muslim burial grounds. And they're trying to build a new burial ground they've already put through 3 or 4 times planning permission for this, and it's been turned down. But once again, they're going for it again, and it's in Catherine de Bonds. Do you know that area very well?
I know it, yeah. It's just on the way out towards the airport.
Okay, well, it's 7,000 plots, apparently, which seems pretty big in my ideology of it all, but not that I know anything about graveyards and things. Do you know anything about it?
The only thing that I do know is I think they have to be buried within 24 hours of them passing.
Right.
So I think the whole sort of system and all of the elements have to be done relatively quickly. So, and presumably the ground has to be blessed in a certain way and things like that for their religious beliefs.
We have rung around, haven't we? Tried to get a couple of people on the show to explain it all to us, and unfortunately we haven't been able to get anyone today. But I've been Googling a little bit, and I've just found out that it's not permissible to bury Muslims in a graveyard or a land where Christians, Jews, Hindus, Sikhs or people of any other faith are buried. And similarly, I never know how to say that. Similarly, it's impermissible to bury non-Muslims in a land where Muslims are buried. So they do need their own section, really. And in this day and age, there are so many Muslims in this country, so maybe it's something that they need to start considering.
Yeah. Well, hold on a second. How's that working now?
I don't know. I think up and down the country there are quite a few only Muslim burial plots.
Right.
But I think they're all starting to get filled up quite quickly. So this is the thing. They obviously need more space.
Can I put a bit of a spanner in the works as well? Because out towards that direction, and I'm not sure exactly where they're talking about in terms of the planning application, but there is also the Birmingham Dogs Home on that particular bit of the road.
Right.
So how does that work? Because I don't think there's synergy between animals and the religion in the same area.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. That's not mentioned in the story. I haven't been briefed, so I haven't got a clue. But that's definitely something to think
I didn't know, but I might be wrong, and I'm quite prepared to be wrong.
Well, also in today's Observer, it says that residents are offered at Witney Manor Cemetery and at Woodland Cemetery. and there's still lots of space there. And apparently Mr. Eames, who is the guy who runs one of those cemeteries, he claims there is already very low demand from Muslim families using the graves provided at Witney Manor. So who knows what the story is? I think it's going to unfold and unfold. The fact that they put through the... this is the fourth time they've tried to get permission. It's obviously their demand. They really want it, don't they? But we'll see what happens. We'll have to keep following the story. One of my favourite stories this week is Gecko on a plane on page 23.
Gecko or Gecko?
Gecko. Gecko. Do you know, I've lived in America too long. In America, they call them Gecko. There's like, Gecko. Gecko is like the main car insurance people, and we say it's Gecko. Do they have Gecko?
Yeah.
Okay, I've only just recently moved back, guys, so forgive me, but we call it Gecko.
Gecko.
So a gecko got on a plane and
from
arrived from, let me have a look. I don't know where it came from. Somewhere exotic.
An exotic
from
space.
Mexico, apparently.
Oh, wonderful.
And page 23.
Yep.
And he arrived at Birmingham International Airport.
Nice work. Straight through passport control.
Straight through. And Solihull Council's trading standards and environmental compliance team were called in to rescue him.
Of course they were. Blue lights.
Do you know what I love, though, about the British? The British are so nice, though, aren't they? We would never let a little Gecko be killed or anything. He gets brought to Solihull and they're finding him a home and they're looking after him and making sure he's...
he loves it.
Healthy and enjoys his new life in England.
Yeah, that's right. Trading standards from Cancun in Mexico.
To be honest, though, I prefer to be in Cancun.
Yeah.
Don't know what he was thinking.
He's done well, hasn't he?
Well,
think of the air miles.
But also think of the cold.
Yeah.
He's probably used to all that sunshine, and now he's here in Solihull.
Maybe he's just, he's just having a little break, and then he'll go back when it cools down a bit over there.
A friend of mine said she had a very crazy-looking spider that crawled out of her luggage from, I think that was the Caribbean or somewhere like that. And but she killed it. She did. She wasn't as nice as this. This little Gecko's been very lucky. But no, but you hear about them, don't you?
I am going to say it again, everyone. Claire calls it a Gecko.
Gecko.
But we know it as a gecko in this country.
And do you know what's even more confusing? When I was living in LA, I lived with Michael Gecko from EastEnders.
Whoa.
He was my flatmate. And I always used to call him Gecko instead of Gecko. So, I'm very confused with the whole name
thing. You go. So if anyone's out there that's had this experience, email studio@solihullradio.com or get in touch with Claire at The Observer. Let's see if we can get some more strange animal stories that have come back in our suitcases.
Yeah. Or if you have a strange animal yourself, it'd be nice to know.
Get in touch with us.
You've got Radio Dog here today.
Radio Dog number 2, I'm afraid. It's not our normal Radio Dog.
What again is this? So you would literally rent a dog for the day?
We rent a dog, yeah.
And who does he belong to? He's adorable.
He's a lovely dog. He's a chestnut golden retriever and he's amazing. Buzz, if anyone's listening. That knows Buzz. Borrowmydoggy.com, and you just go along, and people obviously need some help when they're away, and it being summer.
And do you know his family, his normal family?
His normal family, and they're a nice bunch of people.
And they don't mind just renting out their dog?
Well, it's not really renting out, because we there's no money exchanged, but it just means that Radio Daughter, who is absolutely canine mad, gets to experience lots of different dogs, and I don't have to... make that incredible commitment to have a pet.
It's a brilliant idea, really good idea. And he's so well behaved. I'm just thinking if I rented out my Labrador, I'd be absolutely petrified that he would just cause havoc in someone else's home. No, he's definitely not as good as that.
He's doing really well. Out there. Have a little look on our social medias. I'll take a picture of Radio Dog number 2, and you can see what Buzz looks like.
Talking of doggies, there's a bit of a sad story this week on page 15 of The Observer. And this is about the number of puppy farms, Geoff, which are just, there's been so much publicity. And you'd think in this day and age now, nobody would buy from a puppy farm. But the stats just aren't adding up in our favour. In 2008, there were seven puppy farms that were found in Warwickshire. Last year, there was a staggering 51 that have been found in our county. And those are the ones that are found, basically. There could be many more. And people are still buying puppies from puppy farms. And
it is very tricky, though, isn't it? Because they're very clandestine in the way that they deal with the front-facing bit of the sale.
Oh, is that what they do? They trick you and you actually go to a normal house?
You go to a normal house, normal family, you see, quotes, a mother of said puppy.
Oh, I I didn't know.
But there's, behind closed doors and back into the barn or whatever it happens to be, it's a completely different story. And the people that are doing these things, they're very clever on how they portray what's going on. So it is actually really tricky to know and understand. Obviously, you go through the Kennel Club and the Recognised Breeders Programme, but not very many people are switched on to the processes.
You see, I've never thought that. I thought people were just going and buying these puppies.
It's incredibly covert for some of them.
Well, it's really sad that there were so many found in our county, last year. And, these dogs have a terrible life. Often they're transported as young puppies from abroad and then just bred over and over. And often the dogs you get from those places are just riddled with different illnesses as well, aren't they?
Yeah. Presumably the vets are seeing more and more of those coming through as well.
Well, please keep, vigilant. And if you see or hear anything, do report it to the RSPCA. Let's try and at least keep this county as puppy-friendly as we can.
Even police on 101, non-emergency.
Yeah, absolutely. Another good story. Let's move on to some good stories. We spoke about it last week, didn't we? The father and daughter team who were walking along the canal and they noticed all the river.
The towpath, yeah.
The canal filled up with rubbish. So they went back home. They got their dinghy, came back, cleared the canal of all the rubbish. And anyway, the council caught on to our story in the paper last week and they're just really thankful. They've become really involved. They said they're going to step up their clearing of the canals and they're actually working with this father and daughter team. And it's just really good news.
That is good, isn't
it?
I
know. So well done.
They were the catalyst required, weren't they?
It is. Sometimes it is just people to do their little bits.
And with the story that we ran and spoke about last week in the podcast, there it is.
Absolutely. So it was probably them listening to the podcast,
of
wasn't it, really?
Was, yeah.
I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
And another nice story is on page 14 this week. And this is a local guy, and he's on Hollyoaks. Have you ever seen Hollyoaks?
I'm not going to lie.
I haven't either, really. But apparently it's what all the kids are watching. So,
is it? Down with the kids.
And he looks like a very good-looking young man, Charlie Giorgio. He went to Solihull. He was a student at Solihull School, and he's just won a part in Hollyoaks, a big part apparently, and he's due to start. He's only 22.
Oh, young fella.
How exciting for him! That must be amazing.
He also looks like a male model.
He does look a bit like a male model.
He's got that sort of look in the photograph that you've got in the paper this week.
Yeah. After finishing his performing arts course at Solihull College, we went on to Solihull College too. He actually then ended up going to the university centre. And he found himself as agent and, amazing. He's going to be a superstar, I think. So that's exciting for all our young listeners. If you follow him on social media, keep us updated.
Let us know how it all goes. So do we know when he's going to be actually starting and live, as it were, in Hollyoaks?
I think any time now.
Right.
I thought he's being written into the story. And
brilliant stuff then.
So hopefully
congratulations to him. Well done.
Yeah. The paper this week, nothing super exciting, is it? Last week we had so many amazing stories. That's the way it works, though, in local news, isn't it? Mm-hmm. You get so many big stories, and then some weeks it's all a little bit not as exciting, really. But if you've got a story for us, do let us know, because often, as you can hear, these stories start out with you. Often it's a phone call to the radio station or your local paper, and it just needs to get picked up and for us to write or talk about it, and who knows what could happen.
Thursfields is one of the region's most respected law firms with more than 120 years' experience. Winners of the Chamber of Commerce Excellence in Professional Services Award and High Growth Business of the Year Award. We have over 150 experts working across 8 regional offices, all dedicated to finding you real solutions. Get to know us better at thursfields.co.uk.
Thank you very much for joining us again and listening into our What's On featured content podcast here from Solihull Radio in association with the Solihull Observer. Claire and I are in the seats today to tell you what's happening, and we're going to start Friday the 9th of August. Nature Tots and Brilliant Bugs at the Parkridge Centre in Bruton Park. Halfway round if you're walking from the car park down that main path there. It's B91 3HW to get to that car park. from 10:30 until 12 and 1:30 until 3. And it's What Will You Find with the Warwickshire Wildlife Trust on our Great Big Bug Hunt. Suitable for children aged 2 to 4, and you can always go to the warwickshirewildlifetrust.org.uk/events for more info.
They've got an amazing programme this summer.
It
They're putting
is.
on so many incredible
Out,
events. So, yeah, if you've got kids, definitely check out their website because they just, every day there's something different happening.
Now, I'm reluctant to mention the next event.
Because he's not here.
Because he's not
He would
here.
have bigged it up big time, wouldn't he? We're going to have to big it up big time for him.
Have you been to Pop World yet over here in Solihull?
I haven't, but I'm going because I just keep hearing amazing things about the dance floor and I like a little boogie. So
There's two dance floors.
Yeah, apparently they're these light up crazy.
Yeah, LED ones. It reminds me of Saturday Night Fever.
That's exactly how I want to go.
Yeah, I went to the launch party. Had a little dance and some cocktails, and it was very, very good fun. So, Top of the Pops at Pop World Solihull, 8 o'clock until, crikey, I'm going to say it.
4 a.m.
Finishes at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Okay, I want to go and I want to take photos of who is still up dancing at 4 a.m. in the morning.
4
I
o'clock
don't
in the
understand
morning.
how
That
anyone
is
can do
mad.
that.
Ultimate party venue. Why don't you go to popworldparty.co.uk/Solihull for more info. But there'll be great music, great drinks, great atmosphere, and you may even see Ian.
Yeah, Ian, our normal co-host, is putting it all on. And
he does the Friday nights.
Yeah, and it's going to be amazing. Saturday, the 10th of August, after you've been partying all night, head on down to Bullivant Common Residents Association. They're looking for litter pickers to help them. You heard about our story earlier before about the father and daughter who cleared all the rubbish out the canal. Well, you can be that hero too. You can go along and help them pick all the litter up off Bullivant Common. You can meet at the library at 10 a.m. They'll give you all the equipment, your litter pickering up stuff, whatever it is, in your bags.
I like your use of words there.
I know, but they've probably got a real name, haven't they? I don't know what it is. And but no, nice thing to do.
Excellent. And where's that? The Bullivant Common Library?
Yeah, 10 a.m.
10 o'clock. Right. The next one I know a little bit about because one of my friends actually performs in this show. It's called Bark to Baby. It's a family concert at Solihull Methodist Church, B91 1LG. It's a classical concert series for babies, toddlers and their carers and parents. It's UCS. Oh, sorry. It's the next one I know a little bit about, so I'll tell you this one. It's called Bark to Baby. It's a family concert at Solihull Methodist Church, B91 1LG. It's a classical concert series for babies and toddlers and their carers. ucsolihull.co.uk. But what that is an amazing pianist playing some amazing Bach. On the piano for the little tiny ones, and they're all engrossed and they all listen in, and the sound just chills them all out.
Why is it always Bach? I always hear Bach to Baby. Why isn't it Beethoven to Baby? Or
it's quite tricky. Do you really want me to go through this? Okay, Bach plays in a very contrapuntal motion. It's a very mathematically correct.
Can you just say that word again?
Contrapuntal.
I'm the writer here and I've never even heard that word, but now I'm using it every day. What on earth does contrapuntal mean?
Contrapuntal means two things happening simultaneously going in different directions.
That's the best word I've ever heard, Geoff. That's incredible. Thank you. Babies obviously love it.
Yeah, they
That's
absolutely
amazing.
do, and it just chills them all out and they can relax.
So that's on Saturday 11 a.m. and 12 noon.
Do you want to do the next one?
Okay, this is Adam Barra and Zim in Solihull at the Core Theatre. Basically, it's in the square at Touchwood, just outside. But they're going to be doing a whimsical show telling the Indian Tantra story of the elephant and the mouse through puppetry, which sounds very cute, really, doesn't it? Your kids will love it.
11 till 12 noon.
Perfect.
There you go. If you're wandering around Solihull and you're in the Touchwood and you can come into the theatre square, why don't you go and see a quick show?
Then on Sunday, the 11th of August, we've got music in the park. I love the sound of this. This is Jazzmatazz at Knoll Park. B93 9HY is the postcode for your sat-nav. 2 p.m. until 4:15. You can join the George Huxley Hot 5 at the finale of this year's Music in the Park series. So they've been doing these concerts all over the place. This is the last one of the season, and the band will be performing Dixieland and traditional jazz classics. It sounds like an amazing thing to do. Hopefully the sun will shine. I love these events events in the park, especially when the sun's shining. It's always lovely to take a picnic or just have a stroll around listening to the music. And what a lovely way to spend the afternoon.
Right, we're going to finish with Tuesday the 13th of August, the Woodland Adventure at the Parkridge Centre again, Bruton Park, B91-3HW, 10:30 till 11:30. It's the Warwickshire Wildlife Trust on Woodland Adventures. What could be found there? If you have a child that is above the age of 2, why don't you go to warwickshirewildlifetrust.org.uk/events and find out what you can do.
Brilliant. They've also got a great art day happening at the Courtyard Gallery on Tuesday. So if you've got kids who like your art, they like their art and craft, or you too, you can join in as well. There's lots of holiday fun and just go along there.
If you're in the Touchwood Centre, why don't you come down to John Lewis, because there is a big Lego party on until Thursday the 15th. So from Tuesday until Thursday, games, competitions and prizes to be won. Now the tickets there are £15, but that does include a gift and a picnic bag. And you can email Sarah Brien at johnlewis.co.uk. Sarah is a wonderful person. I love Sarah.
She runs some great events, doesn't she?
She is really on top of it there as well with John Lewis.
And you know the way I say Gecko?
Geico?
Geico.
Yeah.
Gosh, I'm getting confused now. I also say Legos, because in America they don't say Lego, they say Legos, which makes sense, because Lego is just one little Lego brick, so you have to say Legos.
Right. And we leave that with you. There's two things we've learnt there. If we were American, what have we learnt today? We don't call it a Gecko, we call it a Geico. And if we wanted to play Lego, we would have to say, can we play Legos?
There you go. Don't say I never tell you anything.
I'll see you all again next week for more What's On. Hopefully we'll have the full team back. But I think Claire and I have done an excellent job, just the two of us today.
Have a lovely week, everyone, and see you next week.
See ya.